And we are here with the great Mr. Ray C. Williams, drummer for the Goodies. And we're here in the studio. We just got done recording some tracks with him on drums. And just want to ask Ray a few questions about what he thinks about the group and what he thinks about the music and what he thinks about what we just got accomplished today.
Well, I would say we did about, what, 25, 27 tracks? So,
Going for a record.
and it's good stuff. I mean, this is brings me back to my childhood days growing up in the 60s, you know.
Yep.
And the Goodies are you know, they're great ladies, and it's going to be fun when this all comes together to know that I played a small role in this, and I'm glad to have been able to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your favorite tune?
Let's see. If I had to pick one, I think it would probably be um oh my gosh, we did so many of them tonight.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ah, Your Love.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, wow.
I think it would have to be that one
What a compliment. Thank you.
because the groove on that is so slick.
Thank you. Thank you. We think that hopefully it'll do for the Goodies what it needs to do in order to expose them to an even wider audience and show that their comeback has come really full circle when you consider, I mean, these girls were doing it back in the early mid 60s,
Right.
and then to come back, all these decades later, naturally you want to come back strong. You want to come back, with hopefully a bona fide hit on their hands, and try to, at the same time, try to expose them to an even greater audience
Exactly. Yeah.
than we did than they did when they were first out. I mean, they had great, people behind them, but it just didn't stay, you know. But hopefully now it will. But
Well, I think that this material will be well on their way of accomplishing that
yeah,
because it was a lot of fun to put together. You know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's we're for those who are not aware, we are here at Clear Tracks Recording Studios in Clearwater, Florida. Nice, sunny, warm
Yeah.
Clearwater, Florida, and today is Sunday night, January
January
7th.
7th.
Actually, technically January 8th because we have passed midnight. But it's why don't you tell everybody a little bit, Ray, about your approach to music, and you know what is it about the recording studio that just makes you come alive?
I'm a studio rat. I've been recording in many studios for many years, and I like the creativity of it, the
Mm-hmm.
creativeness. That's
Mm-hmm.
the word I want.
Yeah.
And I think if I could, um, uh, I think if I had the opportunity to build a studio like this would be fun. I would never leave it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I agree.
But it's it's fun to get in there and see the whole process from start to finish and see how it builds, and then when it comes out, it's one really perfect project.
Exactly. Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize how much work is involved because they only get to hear the finished product.
Exactly.
But as musicians, you know, that do this, we all know.
Yeah.
But it's a great process. It's a long and tedious one. Let's call it what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so much when it's all done and you get to hear the playback. It's like, whoa! What magic? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. This is true. I know that's the way I feel. And like you, in studios for many, many years, and still am intrigued as if a kid with a new toy.
Absolutely.
Kid in a candy store. It just, I can't. I never can get enough of the studio.
No,
I don't think there was ever a time, even in the 7 years in Jersey with Forbes working at Vortex Sound, I don't think there was any time where we just was like, oh God, we're gonna have to go to the studio today.
Yeah,
It was never like that. It was always, when can we go? When can we go? When can we go?
Studios are fun. I mean, to be honest, folks, I like doing studio stuff more than I like doing live stuff.
I am totally agreeing with you on that. I am the same way. I was just saying that the other day that, if I had it my way, I'd be like Prince,
Studio all the time.
Exactly. They said he was in there 24/7, You would have to literally pull him away out of the studio to get him to do anything, outside of. But he liked to do it, but you could tell he was just a studio rat too, like the rest of us, you know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. But,
one of the things, sorry for the interruption.
No, go ahead.
But I think one of the things that would be so cool is to go and record in places like Criteria in Miami,
Mm-hmm.
and go over to like Power Station in New York,
Yeah.
and go over to Europe and go record in some of those studios over there that are historic.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Abbey Road. And,
oh yeah, that would be like
sure.
That would be fun, man.
Yeah.
That would be a blast.
Tell us a little bit about your approach when it comes to studio drumming and what you think is actually the difference between studio drumming and live drumming.
Studio drumming is more structured,
Mm-hmm.
and it's much more disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell a lot of people that if you don't, especially drummers, because drummers like to play with a lot of flair and flash and
Mm-hmm.
look at these chops that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And they're technically gifted, but you can't do that in the studio.
Right.
You gotta contain that, because you're really playing a role. You're supporting a cast.
Mm-hmm.
And so it does. It takes a lot of discipline, and I had to learn that in my younger days.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember who said it, but someone said, less is more.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with that, especially when it comes to recording in the studio for drummers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say this, and I've done this too, but I'm not a big fan of it, is the click track. I understand the purpose for a click track, but I feel that you can be, if you have the discipline, you can be creative without the click track,
Mm-hmm.
but stay within the boundaries that you are set in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so hopefully is uh, that helps answer the question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Sure. Sure it does. Um, it's I mean, we both started out as drummers, so I totally get it. And I mean, it's you mentioned earlier about discipline, which is so important. Um, and I think, like, the way a singer, you know, uh, morphs him or herself within the confines of the character that they're singing, you know, the vantage point that they're singing from. I think musicians do that too.
Yes.
We become the instrument that we're playing. We're looking for a certain type of identity and a certain type of destination
Yes.
musically. Um, it's nice to enjoy the journey, but it's also nice to get to the destination.
Right.
And when you're a producer, or whoever you're working with, if it's a songwriter, if it's a person who wrote the song, if you are able to, you know, access, what they had in mind, for that track that you're playing, and then you do it, you know, it's amazing the magic that develops, because sometimes I find in my case that the tracks come out so much better than what you heard in your head.
Yes.
You know.
I agree with that. Totally.
And in your case, Ray, definitely in these sessions tonight, I think that I don't mind saying that I think we captured pretty much the essence of, and built a really good foundation for all the other musicians to play on top of, myself
Good.
included.
Good.
So
Good. Good.
so I think we accomplished what we set out to do. And always, I know, you and I go back 25 years, so we know what it is that each person is looking for and wants to achieve. And so when we can mutually achieve it, it's like, yay. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, that's always
It's,
good.
it's so good. It's just so good. And especially, one of the great things about working with you is that, you know, we've worked together so much to the point where we don't even have to get into a long drawn out discussion about what it is that we're looking for. We pretty much know each other so well from having played live and in the studio together that, it's like I can just say to you, like I said tonight, let the groove breathe. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Somebody else who is nowhere near as experienced would be like, oh my God, it's just like you have to sit up there and basically explain to them like you're showing them something for the first time. It's crazy. I mean, it really
Yeah,
is.
but you will get people like that. I mean, you know, and it's here again. It's a learning process,
Yeah.
and but once you get the process, then you're good.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
because it gets in your head, and then it's like, okay. So if that term comes up again, you'll know what the producer means.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
yeah. But like I said, I mean, this was fun.
Oh yeah.
But see, uh, all of the sessions that we've done, especially within the past 6 months, because that was the last time we were here.
Right. Oh wow. It's been that long?
It's been 7 months now.
Really?
Yeah, it's 7 months.
Oh wow.
Um, but the last time we were here,
Mhm.
our session was very similar to this.
Mhm.
We cut like a zillion tracks in a day, and so people keep your ears and eyes open because there's some things that are going to pop.
Yeah.
That are going. It's going to blow your mind. Because it's just slamming. So be on the lookout.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I am of the approach that if I have to go in and track drums, I like to get them all done.
Mhm.
That way I can sit back and enjoy the playback. And then if there's any touch-ups or anything that needs to happen over,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Right.
But let's just get the idea down
Mhm.
and build on that if we have to.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because here again, when you're in a studio, people, time is money.
Time is money. That's right. Amen to that.
So I mean, you knock out as much as you can in whatever given time you have.
Yeah.
Instead of
Exactly.
having to stretch everything out over a couple days. I mean, you could do that 30, 40 years ago,
Mhm.
even 50 years ago, because things were cheaper.
Yeah.
You could do that. You can't do that now.
No, you can't.
You gotta, you gotta know what you're gonna do going in.
Right. Exactly.
You have to.
Yeah. And even back then, we was talking about this earlier, how, those musicians years ago, I mean, they were happy if they could get a 2 or 3 hour session, and pretty much had to try to do full albums.
And they did it.
And they did it. That's
Yeah,
right.
they did it.
So success always follows the man or woman who is prepared.
Absolutely.
I've always believed that, and I think that's why people, can get things done while others are still just getting started. You know what I'm saying?
And those guys back then, you may remember this. They were all getting union scale.
That's right.
So it's like
that was another
they
reason.
Were seriously on the clock.
Well, when we did the Naked Soul record, the Rittenhouse String Quartet, they were union.
Mm-hmm.
So we couldn't mess around. We had to get it done. So yeah, you're absolutely right about that. But let's get the other two major players in here. Come here, Forbes.
What?
Come here. I want to.
No videos.
Nah, come on. I just want
I
to.
got people from next door want to walk through here.
Oh, really? Okay.
They're just clients in B that want to see the A room. So.
Okay, well, you want to see it like this.
Cleaned it up in a second.
Okay. Thanks, babe.